Hello fellow degenerates, if I'm not being lazy and edit this video on time, this should come out on the 19th of April, also known as the 5-year anniversary of my YouTube channel. Kind of cool how my channel has existed for over 5 years now, but only now I have a somewhat consistent quote-unquote upload schedule. Okay, the main topic. Tower of God is pretty good. No masterpiece level, but it's good. It's a manga adaptation of a really popular webcomic on webtoons created by Seiyu or Sayu. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. It is a fantasy adventure about Bam, a guy who wants to go up the tower to meet his friend Reiko. The tower is divided into multiple floors, each containing its own challenge or a test of sorts, so the person must overcome to move to the next floor. This test can be ranging from fighting to riddles to literally anything. The tests are very creative is what I mean. And a lot of people trying to climb the tower. You see, if you make it to the top, any of your wishes can come true. You can even become a god. People have different reasons to climb the tower. Power, riches, fame, revenge, seeing stars, or the reason our protagonist is climbing the tower, to see his best friend. No, I lied, he's a simp. Our protagonist is Bam, an average kid who got saved by Reiko from a cave he lived in. Over time he has grown really close to her and got really attached, so of course the news that she will be climbing the tower shook him. Reiko wanted to see the stars, so she went to the tower and became a regular in there. While Bam, being the protagonist he is, enters the tower by becoming an irregular. What is regular and irregular, you ask? Regular is a person who was chosen by the tower, while an irregular is a person who started to climb the tower without being chosen. Bam is of course an irregular. He's a protagonist after all. He must be this weak-looking guy with tons of potential. Overall, it is at least nice that he got a different motive other than generic protagonists. Instead of becoming the best, he chose to be a simp. But hey, it isn't that bad. Maybe he will change later on as his character gets more developed and fleshed out. But for now, I find him being a pretty weak and somewhat tropey protagonist. As the main characters are more interesting though. We got a blue hair man and a lizard man, also known as the guy who hides something really important and it is a secret and he's not the good guy he seems to be, and the comic relief character. These characters are tropey, and that is a big downside of the show. Of course, from how much praise the show got, I do expect them to evolve into something better and more interesting as time goes on. Don't get me wrong, the characters are still really interesting, despite how tropey they are. We do have a non-tropey main character though, Reiko. Reiko is interesting. Her motive to climb the tower is an aforementioned dream of seeing the stars, and a lot about her is mysterious. She does seem like a kind and caring person, but that is not something you can really make a trope out of. She's listed as a main character on my Animalist page, and sadly, she's the only non-tropey one so far. The art style of the show is extremely unique. As stated before, this is an adaptation of a manga that is a webtoon, so obviously its art style will be somewhat different from the traditional anime and manga. And it is. The adaptation looks gorgeous and stays true to the original art style. Its defining feature is simple coloring it has. It really suits the story and the characters since a lot of them have quite simple designs. The color contrasts well with the environment so you can see the characters easily and they do not look out of place. The animation is fluid and nice to look at too. You know what is not nice to look at? The opening. What I mean is there's nothing to look at. A huge part of the opening is credits on a plain black background. That is pathetic. People may have excuses as they may not have enough budget or that the opening will change as the series progresses, but animating a couple of small scenes for the opening does not look like a very budget intensive thing to do. And the whole thing with the opening changing with the series is stupid because we got introduced to 2 main characters since episode 2, and the opening is still the same. It's still hollow. It's just generic shots of BAMs that do not convey anything, but hey, at least we got an Evangelion reference. So would I recommend this series? Definitely. The premise is extremely interesting and fun. The characters, although tropey, seem to be developed over the course of the show. The art style and the animation is nice. OST is pretty good so far, including the opening. It may lack animation, but goddamn, this song bangs. So overall, a 9 out of 10 so far, and a definite must watch of this season. Now feel free to like and subscribe, follow me on Twitter at ilay also, join my Discord server, links can be found in the description. For now that is all, my name is ilay and I'm off to simp over women. Peace.